Good evening, everybody. This is Crystal from Coffee, Crochet, and Cuddles. Let me turn down this TV in the background. Just watching some Sunday football, and I thought I would do the 20 questions tag that's going around so you can get to know a little bit more about me. What does your name mean? Well, Crystal is often thought of to be a derivative of Christopher, which means from Christ. Mine's not spelled that way with the CHR kind of spelling. But it's English, there's a Greek version of it. Mine's just spelled CRYSTAL, like crystal, Tiffany Crystal, fine crystal. That's how my parents spelled it. Where are you from? I am from Connecticut. Where were you born? Connecticut. If you saw the video, fiber flying around here, about me that I did 10 non-yarny things, I did say that I've lived in Connecticut for almost all of my life, except for 5 years that I lived in the state of Maine. What would your parents have named you if you had been a boy? Now, I never asked that question of either my mom or my dad. In fact, the only thing that was ever really discussed about my name, how I ended up with my name, is that my mom wanted to name me Tiffany-Crystal. And my dad put the kibosh on that. He's like, you are not naming my daughter that big, long, hyphenated, highfalutin name. So I ended up with the shortened Crystal. I can't ask my dad. He's no longer here. If I remember to ask my mom next time I'm talking to her, which will hopefully be soon, I will do a follow-up answer to that. What is your biggest accomplishment? Oh, that's a good question. We have always been a family that has worked at hard labor all of our lives. So I would say for me, it was getting accepted into every single college I applied to, and having the choice of where I wanted to go. Now, it's weird. I do nothing that relates to my college experience or life. I drive tractor trailer. So, like I said, life takes a long and twisty, windy road. What is your eye color? Bring you on in close. They are hazel. They do change colors when I am not feeling well, when I'm happy, when I'm sad. Certain colors, if I happen to be wearing certain colors, they'll change. Mine don't go all the way blue. Like, I have no blue in mine. Mine will be either really, really green, like all the green will pop out, or I'll go really, really kind of like that caramel brown color to mine. And just depending on what I'm wearing and how I'm feeling at the time. I'm sorry, I'm a little congested. I did catch some kind of little winter cold, so I apologize for that if I sniffle and all that. What is your favorite candle scent? I do burn candles. I don't particularly have one scent that I care for more than others. I do not like vanilla for the most part, and I don't like really heavy piney smells. So I like do a lot of the fruits, raspberries, peaches. I love burning those. One second. Sorry about that. I had to go blow my nose. Number 8, can you cook? Yes. I'm not sure about anybody else, but the reason why I'm the way I am, I'm heavy, is I can cook, and I cook good. What is good about your life right now? Well, if you watch my channel and you've seen every once in a while my nephews make guest appearances, that would be my answer. My life is good right now because of the presents, my two nephews, Mr. Noodles and Mr. Jellybean. There's other good things about that, but they really have perked up my life at a hard time right now. So, what is your sign? I am September 26th. I am a Libra. I participated in Dana from Wanderlust Crochets Libra Swap, and that was fun. I hope everybody else enjoyed that one as well. What scares you about aging? The only thing that really scares me about aging is not remembering people. Like, I'd rather have a sharp mind when I get older and have my body just fall apart. It's probably going to be that way anyways, considering, than having a really healthy body and not even remembering my mom, my brother, my nephews, important people in my life. What is your favorite holiday? Now, about 5 years ago, I would have answered this question completely different. But since I became a tractor-trailer driver, I like any holiday that I have off, that I don't have to drive. So that is my favorite holiday now. If I had to answer it before I became a tractor-trailer driver, I probably would say Halloween is my favorite. But now it's any holiday where I don't have to work. Number 13. What is your guilty pleasure? Food, obviously. Good food, junk food, warm food. There's just something about it that part of my brain has always had problems with. I eat to feel good. I mean, it's just something about food and me that we have this kind of weird, unhealthy relationship. And I don't think that's ever going to change. What is your favorite show to binge watch? I think most of the shows that I binge watch are no longer on TV anymore. Like, the most recent one I binge watched was Game of Thrones, obviously. So that one's gone. And I had a real hard time with that last season just because I don't think it should have been the last season. If the two people that were doing it for HBO thought they couldn't do it justice, like they wanted to go on to something else, that's fine. They should have just left it alone. And then that would have allowed the writer to get some more writing done and catch up that way. And then they could have came back to it in 2-3 years and picked up. And that way they wouldn't have had to cram all that story into one very short season. Because there was no character development in that last season. And I think that's why so many fans had such a hard time with it. Excuse me. I'm gonna sneeze again. Hold on. Baby boy wants to be a part of the video. What is the one thing you can't leave the house without? He's licking my hand, so he's making the camera shake. There's actually quite a bit I cannot leave the house without. Because if you think about it, I'm a truck driver. So A, I need my keys. B, I need my license. So that would be my wallet. My wallet's and my license. C, I need my cell phone. And D, I need my hands-free device with me. So I cannot leave the house without those. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Well, as you guys have probably seen, most of my videoing takes place at night. I am a definite night owl. I am not a morning person. For the most part, I do wake up in the morning, and I have to because I have 3 dogs. They need to be let out. But then after they go out and they do their morning business, we go back inside and we cuddle up back in bed. Number 17. What is your favorite genre of movie? I don't have a specific favorite genre because I just really enjoy a really well written movie and well directed movie. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, I love horror movies, but I can't stand horror movies that rely totally on blood and guts and all that to scare people. It's just I like the ones where the suspense builds and it's slow and it's intense and you're not quite sure what's gonna happen and all that. Just a well written movie, well directed. I love Gone with the Wind. I love Clint Eastwood directed movies. He's a great director. I love Alfred Hitchcock movies. He's a great director. Martin Scorsese. He's a great director. I just enjoy really good, well scripted and well directed movies. And I like being surprised by the movie. Like, if I can figure out who did it or how it's gonna end before it even happens, I'm like, I got other things to do. So I generally just kind of end up not even watching it, focusing on it, and just doing something else. What is the last thing you brought? I did do a big Amazon order, but I don't think that was the last thing I brought. Oh, coffee. This morning before work, I got one of my extra large Dunkin' Donuts coffees. That was the last thing I brought. And are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think it just depends on who you ask. Like, with my really close friends that are around me, they would say I'm an extrovert. But like, if I'm just meeting somebody for the first time and I don't quite know you, if you walked away and you asked them, they would probably say, "Oh, she's an introvert. She's totally like," and that's because it takes a lot for me to open up to a new person. So I'm kind of hoping starting a YouTube channel will force me to come out of my shell and become more of an extrovert. And the last thing on the list is, what is your favorite book? I thought a lot about this one because I have a great love of reading. And I have several authors that come to mind when I think about them. But I don't know that I could pick one favorite book. That's impossible. That's just over. I'm 43 years old. I've loved reading for the majority of my life. It was something instilled in me by my great uncle Bill, is the love of reading. So, I mean, J.K. Rowling's an amazing author. Stephen King's an amazing author. But there's just something, like, if I had to pick one author to go with me on a car ride, it would probably be, there's this series by an author. Her name is Patricia Cornwell. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever read her, but she does this series based on a forensic, I don't want to say forensic scientist, although yes, it's like, not just a regular mortician. She's somebody that investigates and determines how a person died and stuff like that. And I loved it right from the get-go. I'm just trying to think what official title they use for her. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look at it. Okay, so I looked her up. And Patricia Cornwell is Cornwell. And the series is called the Scarpetta series. And the main character is Kay Scarpetta, and she's a medical examiner. And it goes all the way back to 1990 with the first book called Postmortem. I love that author right there. She's my favorite author, probably. I mean, and that's just like, throwing a dart, because I could pick half a dozen others and give you the reason why they're my favorite, and tell you a series by them that I'd like just as much. But yeah, I'm a big fan of reading. So that was the 20 questions tag that's going around. I hope that you got to know me a little bit better with my answers. My dogs are acting like goofs over there. It's 10 o'clock. We're almost ready to go to bed. And they're like dancing around circles with each other. Excuse me. Let's see. Do I know anybody to tag? I'd like to tag Dana from Wanderlust Crochet. And I'd like to tag, I know she probably won't ever see my video, Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet. And there's another Crystal out there that does crochet. What is it? Crochet Rocks or something like that? You don't start a fight. I gotta go before this becomes an issue. Alright, well, again, this is Crystal from Coffee, Crochet, and Cuddles. Hope you have a good night. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your crochet. And, of course, enjoy your cuddles when they're behaving. Because the little one's not behaving right now. He thinks he's ruling the roost. Good night, all. Yeah. You don't start no fightsies. You're fine. Say good night to everybody, Avalanche. You behave. Say good night. You silly. Good night again.